Hi, my name is Latrice, and for most women, including myself, our hair is one of the single most important determining factors for how we feel about ourselves. Not only is it an opportunity for you to showcase your creative side, but it's also an outward expression of who we are. Imagine walking into a ballroom and you're wearing an eloquent, beautiful gown, flawless makeup, and really pretty shoes. Your hair is dry, frizzy, tangled, and all over your head. When people see you, they're not going to appreciate all the money you spent buying that beautiful gown and getting your makeup done. They're going to look at your overall appearance and they're going to say that you look a mess. I think you all can agree with me that even on a day-to-day basis, regardless of what you're wearing, your hair can ruin your entire image for that day. I've been a professional stylist for over 10 years. I've worked with hundreds of women who have shared with me their enthusiasm and excitement behind their hair now being healthy since they've been working with me. Their esteem has increased and they now have confidence in their hair. I'm going to share with you some easy and simple things that you can do to promote healthy hair and prevent hair damage. First, it's important just to briefly understand how the hair functions so that you can better understand how to protect it. If you use the internet, you can go to www.webmd.com and you'll see where they talk about the anatomy of your hair. It consists of two parts. You have the follicle and you have the shaft. The hair follicle, the hair follicle is the hair strand that holds it's a little bulb-shaped papilla underneath the skin that has all of the tiny blood vessels in it, and this is how your hair gets its life. It also has a sebaceous or an oil gland underneath the skin, and it's responsible for giving natural oils and conditioners to your hair. And as these oils come from the scalp, they secrete and go down the hair strand to moisturize and condition your hair. So hair that is really curly or kinky, it's more difficult for the oil to secrete down that strand, and this is the reason why people with straight hair, their hair tends to look shinier than people that have naturally curly or really kinky hair. And then the second part of the hair is the shaft. It has three parts. The medulla, which isn't always present, it only shows up in coarse hair. It's the inner layer. The next layer would be the cortex. This is the layer of the hair that is affected mostly by permanent changes that you do to your hair, such as permanent hair color, relaxers, permanent waves. And then you have the cuticle layer of your hair, which is most affected by what you do on a day-to-day basis. The products and styling agents and products that you use on your hair are mostly affecting the cuticle layer of your hair. Healthy hair will have a smooth cuticle layer. Dry, damaged hair will have a rough cuticle layer that sticks out and is not laying flat on the hair strand. And so there are many reasons why the hair would not lay flat on the hair strand like that, which would lead to dry, damaged, unhealthy hair. And I'll share some of those causes with you. These are the main ones that I have noticed since I've been a professional hairstylist. The main one that I found is thermal styling agents. Overexposure of heat to hair can cause the hair to be dry and damaged. Whether this comes from Marcel irons, flat irons, or even overexposure to sunlight can cause damage to your hair. And then we have improper hair care techniques. There are certain things that you could do to your hair and you don't even realize you're causing damage, such as sleeping on cotton pillowcases. The cotton in a pillowcase while you're sleeping can absorb the natural moisture and oils needed for healthy hair. Also, improper usage of hair care products, either using too much of a hair care product, such as too much moisturizer on the scalp, too much spreads, too much gels. Overusing these products can cause clogging of the scalp, and it can cause your hair to be very heavy and weighed down. So you want to make sure that you watch how you use your products, because this can definitely cause damage to your hair. Also, not completely rinsing products from the hair, such as shampoos and conditioners. So you want to make sure that you rinse products that should be rinsed from the hair. Make sure that you thoroughly rinse these products out of your hair. Now, another cause is also sicknesses and disease. Illnesses can cause damage to the hair just because of the effects that this sickness or an illness can have on your body. If you have an unhealthy scalp, you're definitely going to have unhealthy hair. Now, there are some simple and easy things that you can do to make sure that you are putting your best hair forward. And I'll share some of those tips with you now. The first is make sure that you use a hydrating shampoo and conditioner on your hair. And it's very important also that you use the same hair care product system. If you're not sure what to use, ask for the advice of your professional hairstylist, and find out what products that they use on your hair or that they recommend. It is best that you follow the same system so that your hair is getting consistent treatment. And what I mean by that is, for instance, this conditioner and this shampoo and also moisturizer are all made by the same company, which is called Nairobi. And if you look on the labelings, we can see where it says moisturizing conditioning and also moisturizing shampoo. So you want to make sure that that there are moisturizers and conditioners in the shampoo that you use, and you also want to make sure that you're using the same system from the same company as much as possible. Also, so once you've got your hair shampooed, you have your hair conditioned, and your hair is wet, one thing I have found: do not ever brush wet hair. Whenever your hair is wet and you need to comb through your hair, you've shampooed it, it's probably got a few tangles in there, you need to comb through your hair. If you want to use a wide tooth comb such as this, it's going to eliminate tangles from your hair, and it's also going to make it a lot more manageable because of how wide the teeth are. If you take this comb and you start to comb your hair from the ends up to the root, you'll be able to eliminate tangles from your hair without breaking your hair. If your hair is wet and you take this comb and put it to your scalp and you start to comb your hair, you're going to tear your hair and you'll find that your hair ends up being in that comb. So never brush your hair wet. Also, you want to avoid using heating products and invest in ceramic tourmaline flat irons. They are really good styling agents because they have they're made out of semi-precious stones, which heat up and they promote healthy hair. So if you're going to use heat on your hair, make sure you use a hood dryer like this to dry your hair. And when you style your hair, you want to make sure you use a ceramic tourmaline flat iron. You should moisturize your hair every 2 to 3 days after you've washed your hair, and as you see needed after that. And then you also want to make sure that you eat a well-balanced diet and that you exercise regularly so that you can prevent sicknesses and illnesses. Like I said before, eating the right foods is going to give you a healthy scalp, and also exercising is going to help give you a healthy scalp, which ultimately is going to lead to healthy hair. By following these easy and simple things that you can do for your hair, you can be confident that you're putting your best hair forward. And also, one thing I want to make sure I include is that you also use satin bonnets on your hair when you sleep at night to prevent the damage caused by cotton pillowcases. So using hydrating shampoos, following the same system, avoid using heating products on your hair. If you do use heat, make sure you use ceramic irons and hood dryers to dry your hair. Never brush your hair wet, and invest in satin pillowcases or a satin bonnet to protect your hair at night. Hopefully, I've taught you something today that you didn't know before that will help you to have healthy hair, or maybe I put you in remembrance of some things that you knew or practiced before in the past and needed to be reminded. Thank you so much for listening.